Good morning. I'm sitting here amidst boxes and boxes, but just had some thoughts just about reading with your kids. Hi, Rebecca. Good to see you this morning. I'm Gail Anderson, and this is Mentoring Moments for Moms. First of all, I need to update you on what's happening on Catch Me. They are actually quitting the capture of all our periscopes as of May 4th, so I'm beginning to, hi there, I'm beginning to save them to my camera roll, and I will get them to a YouTube spot within the next few weeks. And that will be on YouTube under Mentoring Moments for Moms, so that'll be cool. Anyway, as I'm packing up boxes, one of the things that I packed the other day was First the Move, yes. First the Move, then Paris. I go to Paris a week from Thursday, so very interesting. Then I come home and I move my father up here from Dallas to Tulsa, so this is a very interesting month. But as I'm looking at these books I'm packing up, they're books that I saved from the kids and now use with my grandkids. Caps for Sale, Corduroy, The Christian Mother Goose, The Best Nest, I Can Do It Myself, all the Dr. Seuss books. I don't have a ton of them, but I do have some books, those special ones that I've saved. If you like what I'm talking about today, I would love for you to hit your screen, tap on there, give me some hearts. You can also share this broadcast by swiping across to the right and sharing it with your followers. So, reading with your kids at home is such an important thing. I mean, we should be starting as babies, literally reading to them. And with board books, you can have books that the kids can actually look at and enjoy. It's just so important. So reading to them is important. And then when it gets to the point where they're beginning to read, they can start telling you the story just by looking at pages, and when they can actually read the words, then they can read to you. It is just something that I think today is a skill which is sometimes getting lost. And there are so many cool books. You know, when I was a child development major, we had to do a whole semester on books. And we studied all the Caldecott Medal books, Make Way for Ducklings, all those real special books that have stood the test of time. So those are the ones I like to concentrate on. But preschoolers absolutely love grabbing on to a certain character, like Curious George, or the Berenstain Bears, or Clifford, the big red dog. And they love it when they have a character who they can get to know by reading all kinds of books. So even though you probably don't think of it that often when your kids are in school, it's still great to have a library time every couple weeks where you go to the library, research some books. What do your kids want to study? What do they want to learn about? Take them to the library and get books. Now you can imagine with homeschooling that we were way into the library and books. We had a blast. In fact, we gave our kids a limit of how many books they could get. That limit was 10. Now that seems pretty crazy, but we had kids always asking to take out more books than that. But if you think about it, with my 5 kids, we were carrying home a load of 50 books from the library. So going every week or two, then they got new books. But it was so cool when they read on their own. We're talking about reading to your kids, building that skill of reading. Yeah, 50 books, is that not crazy? And then trying to keep track of them. We did have to pay for a few books along the way, but it's okay, it was well worth it. Just establishing that love of reading is so important. And when you're in school, so much of the time it's reading just the educational books, and that's kind of discouraging. So find out what they like. One of my sons really did not care for reading at all. And the way we finally got him interested was we realized he was interested in any kind of machines. So we actually then took him out to my husband's workbench and started pulling out manuals for the weed eater, the lawnmower, the washer and dryer, and he would read those. Now that seems crazy, but I didn't care. Whatever would get him to read, I would show him that so that he could read. So it was great. As they get to the point where they can read on their own, and I know I loved mysteries, I still do, and many of my kids went through that stage or are still in that stage where they like to read mysteries. So you've got the Hardy Boys, you've got Nancy Drew, you've got Cam Jansen. Even at the younger ages now, they have versions of these books that the kids can read by themselves at, say, even a 2nd grade level. So start them with that. And again, there's a character who they can follow. They can see what's going on. They can, track their lives and what's going on, and even compare them to themselves. And reading is an escape, especially if you're reading fiction. You can study things that were long ago and biographies for people and put yourself in that time period. So it is that escape, but it's also a method to learn. Now, if you think about it, we as adults learn by reading. If we want to learn some new skill or some new recipe or some new technique or some new technology, we're going to read, whether that be in books or on the computer, probably mostly on the computer. But we have at our fingertips today so many sources of information, and the way we learn things is to read. So now is the time when your kids are little to teach that skill of reading, that love of reading, and that turning to books or reading to educate themselves. Leaders are always readers. And people who are very good in the business world and who succeed in life, I believe, have to be good readers. Hi there, great to have you today. So anyway, you've got all kinds of programs at the library which you can do. You've got certain things at school that they need to do, and that's wonderful. But I say don't depend on the school. You can set up your own reading program at home. You can do it for incentives, for gifts, for prizes, for whatever motivates them. If they read so much in a book every day, then they get so much time on their computer or their iPad or their game system. There's all kinds of things. If you find the way that they are motivated, then get them to read. And you can get that going at an early age, and it will stay with them all their lives. So I just want to encourage you to take the time to read to your kids. And when they can read out loud back and forth. Take time as a family. We used to do this when the kids were young. Put the little ones down for a nap, and I'd take the older ones and I would read in a book just for a little while. But it really builds that time with them. It's absolutely wonderful. The time, the learning, it's just amazing. So again, if you like this broadcast, share it with other people. Let them know about Mentoring Moments for Moms. We will be switching to a YouTube channel soon, because Catch Me is no longer going to save all these. We've just about got them downloaded, but don't have them put over onto YouTube. So I'm saving these broadcasts now, so we still have things available. And if you like what we're talking about, please follow us on our blog. The link is in my profile. It's KirbyAnderson.com. We blog on marriage, parenting, personal development, health, all kinds of things. And I'd love to hear from all of you. What do you want to hear about? If you go to my Twitter profile, you can actually get my email address and write to me. Let me know what you think, what you want to hear more about, and we'll just take time to do that. But I love doing this. I love the time to just share with all of you and to get you on and share with each other. So keep in touch, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.